this reason that today's gathering is so important, because it recognizes the essence of a mutually inclusive existence between the state and its citizens, as well as between taxes and development. There can be no state without people, and there can be no development without taxes. And equally, there can be no taxes without the generation of wealth by our people. I believe this recognition puts all of us at par. It is through the consistent payment of taxes by millions of Kenyans that my administration has managed to successfully see one of the most audacious transformations in governance, from a centralized system to a devolved system of government in 5 short but extremely intense years. This, accompanied by an unprecedented expansion of the country's transport infrastructure, increased investments in security, maternal health programs, free day secondary education, coupled with more than 100% increase in the number of Kenyans with access to electricity in their homes. These, ladies and gentlemen, are just but a few examples of what your taxes have funded. And we, as a country, have a lot to be proud of. Today gives us the opportunity as government to show respect to every taxpayer and to express to each one of them our gratitude for their diligence. It also gives us the opportunity to reflect as a collective on those things that can be done to improve the environment for taxation so as to be fair in its application, efficient in its administration, and effective in its utilization. Ladies and gentlemen, even as we celebrate today, we must also cast our eyes towards the future and begin to anticipate the needs of our growing economy and our youthful and restless population, hungry for opportunity and self-actualization. Programs earmarked for implementation under the Big Four are proposed to create wealth and opportunities for this very demographic. However, these programs require resources that are provided by those of you who pay taxes. It is not lost on me that over the past few years, the impressive growth of our GDP has outstripped the growth of the tax base, and as a result, it tends to fall upon few citizens to carry the burden of many. As a consequence, we have in the recent past taken steps to widen the tax base and seek the implementation of more broad-based taxes as a means of bringing more Kenyans into the tax net. However, these reforms are still far from enough to sustain our national aspirations. As we stand here today to salute the KRA and the National Treasury for the implementation of the Joint Revenue Enhancement Program, and more recently, the commissioning of the Scanner Command and Control Center, I would like to state categorically that whereas we have made commendable strides in making our tax environment better suited for individuals and businesses, more needs to be done on both tax policy and on the administration for us to have a fit-for-purpose future for our tax regime. Specifically, the National Treasury must consistently review our tax policies and propose legislation to rationalize areas of duplication, simplify compliance at all levels, as well as encourage self-declaration and make it all easier for all Kenyans to willingly pay their taxes using the most convenient tools at their disposal. The tax regime should support the aspirations of the Big Four and should be aligned to mobilize investment, both domestic and foreign, to leverage the opportunities created therein. At the same time, the law must reflect the seriousness of tax collection and the consequences of default. There should be no room for tax evaders to thrive in Kenya. Criminal cartels like those smuggling imported taxable goods through our ports of entry ought to be easily detected and contained in the shortest possible time. Traders who operate fake electronic tax registers and pocketing the VAT that they should collect should also be brought to heel. High net worth individuals whose lifestyles are not reflective of the taxes that they pay, if any, must be compelled to demonstrate their sources of wealth and to contribute their share of taxes accordingly. Towards this end, the use of technology as an enabler is an immediate necessity, and KRA must incorporate cutting-edge technology in every aspect of its operations. From customer care operations, detection of evasion, to payment of taxes, maximum advantage should be taken of Kenya's increasingly ICT literacy rate. Every effort must be made to reduce the need for manual human interventions in what should be fully automated processes. Use of big data to predict revenue trends and to detect leakages should be the norm. And this sort of data should be used to equip policymakers with the right information to improve the quality of government policies across the board.